lads are putting up the sails there on it now. We're hoping there'll be enough wind to take it out in a few minutes and let it set sail. But just some background. We started our own tradition today. We blessed the boat with Irish whiskey because there's a new whiskey there called Sailor's Home from a friend of mine. He's from Galway, and he sails a fair bit as well. But he's from Barna, but we splashed a bit of his whiskey on the boat because whiskey spends an awful lot of its life in timber, so it's liquid in timber, and this is timber in liquid out here. So we decided we'd put a bit of whiskey on it to give it a bit of, and Peter Conley, thanks to Peter for bringing the bottle of whiskey around all week long to the various religious people around the town to get it blessed. So if anyone is wondering, is it blessed, it's blessed. Thanks, Peter.
Very well.
Yeah. So just a quick, I forgot to say earlier, Jury's Hotel used to be a distillery years ago, back before it was McDonough's fertiliser yard, and a lot of the hookers used to come in and out. And they were actually one of the few distilleries in the country that used to make whiskey in half barrels, and they used to load up the half barrels of whiskey on the quayside there in Fish Market Square on the boats, and they used to drop it in and out. So there's a big association in Galway between whiskey and the boats, and stuff coming in and out here, like sherry, and that came in from Spain and stuff through here. So there's a big link between the boats and alcohol, and sure the lads that sail the boats like to have a drop too, you know. But and I suppose just a small, my mom's maiden name is Keneally, and we only found out over the last few years when we started doing the family tree that we think we came originally from, that side of the family came from the Aran Islands. And when we look back on it, our great-grandfather in one of the census lived in one of the houses in the Long Walk, and he's down as a labourer and a fisherman. So we think we've a kind of a connection to it ourselves as a result of looking back at our own ancestry and stuff. But anyway, the great Mick Crehan, local historian, encyclopedic knowledge on all things music, poetry and local history, and that I said to him that I wouldn't mind maybe reading a poem at the launch of the boat, and he said, "Cheers, I think I have one for you." And I let Mick maybe tell the background to it.
Well, the poem originates in the Chladaigh, but the origin is unknown. But it was actually found. A lot of people here would probably remember Nicky Dolan, who was a man who sailed out from here quite often, and after Nicky passed away, a copy of this song was found in his boat, and a good friend of ours, John Milligan, he's a Scotsman, but he's been living here in Galway for a long time, and John was an avid boatman as well. He used to go out on the boats with Michael Linsky and that, but John found it anyway and had it reprinted, and there's copies around a lot of the pubs in Galway now, so it's a lovely thing to have, but I thought it was be very fitting for today.
It's called the Chladaigh Boatman, and it's a song, but we'll read it as a poem today because I'm not going singing. So I am a Chladaigh Boatman, bold and humble in my calling. From morn to night, from dark to light, in Galway Bay I'm trawling. I care not for the great man's frown, I ask not for his pity. My wants are few, my heart is true, I sing a boatman's ditty. I have a fair and gentle wife, her name is Eily Holloway. With many a while and a joke and a smile, I won the pride of Galway. For 20 years, mid hopes and fears, with her I faithful tarried. Her heart tonight is young and light, as when we first were married. I have a son, a gallant boy, unstained by spot or speckle. He pulls and hauls and mends the trawls, and minds the other tackle. His mother says the boy like me loves truth and hates all blamey. The neighbours swear in Galway Bay there's not the like of Barney. Thank God I have another child, like Eily, lithe and slender. She clasps my knee and kisses me with love so true and tender. Though wind will rage, a howling blast upon the angry water, I never complain of wind and rain, for I think of my little daughter. So when Sunday brings the hours of rest, that sweet reward of labours, we cross the fields to early mass and walk home with our neighbours. Oh, would the rest of Aaron's sons were but like us, unified, to swear I'm loath, but by my oath, her name should not be slighted. There you go. So we're going to set her off on her voyage now. Hopefully there's enough wind to bring her out, and blow. Yeah, blow like hell. So, and the lads will
I blow like the devil. Johnny.
blow like the devil. And the lads are going to play and let her out on her new maiden voyage. Thanks everybody, and you're all welcome back. Come back. That's great, no? Oh, jeez, bang on, Peter, huh? 12:15, high tide.
No, Peter's timing is immaculate. Just be trouble for that.
That's all, boys.
Thanks very much.
Oh, jeez, delighted. That was lovely.
Welcome to the Chladaigh session.